Well, I didn't shut down. The vegan blog is still going, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my video from a couple weeks ago, my farewell. Hey, April Fool, here I am again. Everything comes full circle, guys. Started out in Ghetto Bakery, back to Ghetto Bakery. It's slowly falling down. See it? Anyway, this is stupid. All right, yay, I fixed it. I always said I was MacGyver. All right, I rigged this thing up. So I don't even know where go back to the early days when I wasn't looking into the camera lens. I think it's over there. I'm using my iPhone. So yeah, I made my last video a couple weeks ago. It was my farewell video. I won't be making videos again. And I've just been getting a lot of emails and some requests from you awesome people saying, hey, we miss you, and like just do anything. Do like a life update or a vlog or a what I eat in a day or a mukbang or, you know, something like that. I'm not so sure I'm real into like eating tons of food on camera. I prefer to do that alone over the sink in the kitchen. But what I did decide to do, I thought it would be kind of a cool and fun idea. I'm putting together like an Easter compilation of all the Easter cakes that I've done over the years. And so I'm gonna just kind of comment on some of the stuff that I've done over the years. Let me just turn this down now. Yeah, it's funny, the way that like all the way back to I think 2015 when I started Gretchen's Bakery after I got out of Woodland Bakery and I branched off onto my own, and I was in Florida. My first cake was the watercolor Easter cake. It was all rainbow layers, and it was like this really cool watercolor design of buttercream on the outside. Hold on a minute, my lips are really dry. I have to get some chapstick, hold on. Okay, that's better. And like seriously, I'm going for a haircut tomorrow, but I was like, you know what, who cares? Let me just make this video in the raw. Gretchen's Vegan Bakery in the raw. So yeah, back to the watercolor cake. Let me go back there. That was a really cool cake design. That was fun to make, really simple to make, and even though this wasn't vegan recipes at the time, you can totally do this whole design vegan, which I kind of did a couple years later with different recipes. But yeah, I actually made a debut on this one. This was where I was like sort of coming on in the beginning of my videos, and man, I think I look different. This was like almost 5 years ago, I want to say, like, yeah, about 5 years ago. I wasn't vegan yet, and I just looked so bloated. It was all the friggin' dairy I was eating. It was so bad because I've been vegetarian for over 10 years, but I didn't go full vegan until about just about 5 years ago. So this video was just like right on the cusp of transitioning into veganism. So anyway, yeah, I made a little bit of an appearance there. But then I go into making my famous nests. Like all of my Easter cakes have like different variations of nests on them. And this one I made with chow mein noodles, just coated with chocolate. Super easy to make. And then of course my cake recipe made into all different rainbow colors. It was a pretty cake, but man, look at all of that food color, which is where I'll show you later on, a couple years later, when I did a similar Easter cake. I tried using all natural food colors. I'm evolving. Hopefully we're all evolving, right? So yeah, this was a pretty cake. Yeah, and the watercolor design on the buttercream, that was really cool. And of course my little chocolate chow mein nests to go around the bottom and on the top. And so yeah, let's fast forward then to when I left Florida, back in Jersey, and decided to make another Easter cake, but I wanted to do it checkerboard style, which is what you see me doing here. So I have all my layers again, but these layers were actually made with all natural food colors. So if you want to check out the recipe for how to do that, everything's going to be linked below. The colors are still beautiful. I think I might have used a gel paste for one of them. I can't remember which one because I couldn't quite nail it with natural. But anyway, that was that. So this is a really cool tutorial on how to make a checkerboard cake. Those are always fun to do. But man, this cake turned into such a disaster. This was my first year back from Florida. I moved into this tiny apartment. It was just really difficult to try to film videos in there. I literally was just like packed into this tiny apartment. All I had was a table to film on. The lighting was horrible. The space to move around in was terrible. I couldn't even get a decent full picture of this cake, which is why if you do go to watch this full video tutorial, you'll see at the end, like, I just cut it and I just kind of like really, like here I'm cutting it and I just sort of, I mean the whole thing inside, it was like a disaster. What an embarrassing cake that was. It was delicious, but I was like, okay, this is what's become of me. Like I'm literally trying to do these videos in a tiny little holed up apartment on one little table. It was a nightmare. But so this is the evolution of Gretchen's Bakery right here in front of your eyes. But then, oh, I'm like shaking the whole desk. Then I got out of that apartment. I moved in with my awesome boyfriend. Yeah, I was living with him at this time, and I was able to use his kitchen to pull off this awesome bunny butt cake. This was a fun cake. Complete with my vegan Cadbury cream eggs. Oh God, I love those candies. So veganized version. All the recipes are below, guys, if you want to check this stuff out. And of course, my next rendition of my coconut nest. And I left the chow mein noodles behind, and I made this coconut nest, which was really delicious and I think prettier. So this cake was really cool and so much fun. And it's so funny how these videos were always really hit or miss. Like I'd always go into it with such great expectations and great energy and like, oh, this is gonna be an awesome cake. And then just you know, lighting or filming or space or just like trying to maneuver the cake and setting up the camera different angles and having to reset up. And it's like doing all of this stuff alone, honestly, is what took the bigger, I don't want to say toll on me, but it's a lot of work to do this all alone, just to try to get the different angles. And anyway, I mean, I held my own for quite a while, but damn, it got exhausting to do a cake of this scale. And then like it gets like, I don't know, 2,000 hits and I make like $1 on it in a year on YouTube. So definitely a labor of love, and you guys can probably understand why I did eventually shut down. Well, I didn't shut down. The vegan blog is still going, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my video from a couple weeks ago, my farewell. Hey, April Fool, here I am again. Anyway, so that was my most epic, beautiful bunny butt cake for Easter. And I actually explain how to make the Cadbury eggs too in a separate video. And I actually made a cameo on this one here. So funny. Trigger warning. Oh my God, you're vegan. Why do you want to eat things that look like eggs? So yeah, I go through the whole step-by-step on how to make those Cadbury eggs. And you know, just a little side note, it's so funny. For me, the photography to get these pictures onto the blog along with the recipes, that was always, that's like my kryptonite, the photography of food photography, because like, I don't know, I'm just not that good at it. And so you can see here, like the open view of my Cadbury cream egg. It's not really that creamy. It's actually kind of stiff looking because I just had to get decent pictures of this friggin' Cadbury egg. And so that's the selling point, honestly, which, like, for me as a blogger, you see these beautiful cakes, right? These beautiful pictures, beautiful photography, and that's what sells these recipes, right? And then you go to the website, grab the recipe, make it, and it's like, that wasn't really that good. The picture looked beautiful, but it wasn't really that good. So I feel like I was always the opposite. Like, my recipes are awesome, but my pictures suck. So I never really could entice people with these beautiful photography pictures of all of this stuff, but my recipes are so amazing. So it's like, I don't know. I guess it's a good thing. My recipes are awesome, but my pictures suck. Better than having beautiful pictures and shitty recipes, right? Oops, sorry. Ooh, we cussing now? Yeah, sometimes I do. Okay, so then let's fast forward to when Jason and I got back together, and we were trying to film, and our intentions were good, and it's so much fun, and it's so much easier for me when I have somebody to help me do this, hold the camera, get in on the close-up shots. We've got this banter back and forth. It really does make for fun videoing and fun recipes, and just a fun experience. And so I don't know how many of you guys remember that part of where I started with that way back with the Crumb Boss days with Steph the producer. Like, that's how that started, and then Jason and I got together to do it, and so yeah, we tried to do that again late, I want to say, what was it, 2018, and it just didn't work out logistically. Like, he lived over 2 hours away, full-time job, family, like just us trying to get together to do this, it just didn't work. I think we had a total of like 3 times that we got together to film videos. And what a bummer, because that style of filming is just like, it really is way better. But anyway, this is another really good cake. I got away from like the heavy decorating aspect of it this year, and just went for the chocolate coconut cake, which is awesome for Easter. Really delicious recipe that we did. We did it together. Obviously, I made it and he filmed, and the fun part of that was where we tasted it at the end, and that was really gonna be the fun part of like this new little spin on the idea of Gretchen's Vegan Bakery with Jason back in the picture. Jason is not vegan, and so just to get like that perspective on vegan recipes was really a lot of fun. And so yeah, so much for that. But just the buttercream on, because I want you to taste it as if it would be just with the buttercream, and see if it would be better. I like it with the chocolate.
Yeah. I almost think you have 2 different cakes, with it and without it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, without the chocolate, it's like just pure, unadulterated, classic coconut cake.
And some orange.
And a little bit of orange coming through from in the buttercream.
I guess you don't taste the orange in as much.
That's right. Yep. Ooh, I like it. All right, everybody, if you want to grab the recipe, click the links below, GretchensVeganBakery.com, and we'll see you guys again soon.
Later.
Let's keep eating this cake. It's good, right?
It is good.
Yeah, so those are my Easter cakes. Oh, and then we go back to me filming alone. And this was last year, my last Easter cake that I did. Just really exhausting to do this filming. And I remember trying to get that speckle onto this cake. My kitchen was literally covered in chocolate speckles, just trying to get the speckle onto the cake. But yeah, I made another little cameo appearance in this video. And it's so funny to track like my my yo-yo of gaining weight, losing weight before I was vegan, when I went vegan. But you know, gaining weight or not, just the difference in the bloat after I went vegan, like just the the inflammatory response in my body just completely went away. I mean, it's one thing to gain weight, but it's another thing to be super inflamed inside your body. And I'll tell you what, that was the biggest difference I noticed when I ditched the dairy and went full vegan for once and for all. So anyway, But yeah, so those were my Easter cakes through the year. So you guys have a lot to choose from this year, even though I didn't make like a new recipe. You have so much to choose from, and these recipes are timeless. So like, yeah, I'm gonna put a blog post together of all these, like my favorite Easter recipes for you guys. And also, let me just skip back here. This is not a cake, obviously, but let me put this over here. I'm editing this video as I'm doing this voiceover, so we'll see how this pans out. God. Cannoli. I was called out for that one time because I said cannolis, and somebody was like, how dare you? It's not cannolis, cannoli. Like, cannoli is plural and it's singular. I'm like, oh God, like seriously? Okay, cannoli.
The gabagool.
One of my most epic creations. Veganizing the cannoli recipe. I was so thrilled with this recipe. Like, little backstory, I went to a restaurant with a friend of mine who was not vegan, and they were serving vegan cannoli, and I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be amazing, like let's try this cannoli. It was absolutely horrible, and that was her first experience trying something vegan. I was like, oh God, she cannot go away with that experience and that taste in her mouth, literally, that's what vegan desserts taste like. So I went home that day and I just set out to master the vegan cannoli recipe, and you guys, it is right here. Not only is the cannoli cream amazing, but the shell that I'm using is my Florentine cookie. Actually, I kept calling it a Florentine cookie, but it's not. It's a Brandy Snap cookie. I always got those two mixed up. So it's a Brandy Snap cookie that you bake out, and it comes out real thin, and you roll them up while they're still warm, and they're perfect tube shells for cannoli. So I urge you, like, if you're not into making like this whole cake and getting real decorating and like all of that nonsense, like make the cannoli for Easter this year, and I am telling you what, you will not be sorry. And then one thing, I'm just gonna add one other thing before I go, because this video is gonna get kind of lengthy, but if you have not seen my Italian cheesecake, where am I looking? I think the lens is there. I didn't look in the lens the whole entire time, but you know what? Screw it. My Italian cheesecake recipe is amazing. So that's another option for Easter. And what I actually did after I made that Italian cheesecake for the first time, because I made a bunch of them, I was testing, and then I loved it so much that I kept making it. But then I got to a point where I was like, okay, like enough of this Italian cheesecake. So I had like half a cheesecake left, and it tastes to me just like a cannoli filling. So I mashed up this Italian cheesecake and I filled the cannoli shells with it. Holy wow, you guys, like amazing. So there's two options actually, if you want to do like my original cannoli recipe, or if you want to like do the baked Italian cheesecake recipe and then just mash it up and fill your cannolis. Like either way, they're both bomb. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and compile a blog post now with all of these recipes for you to choose from. Every single thing that I just showed you here has its own complete video tutorial from step by step, start to finish. And yeah, pick what you want to make, and yeah, hopefully you'll want to make something here. Like there's so many amazing desserts to choose from on my blog right now. So yeah, I didn't come up with a new recipe for Easter 2020, but you know, what the heck am I really doing based on my last video? Like I'm still hanging on here, but yeah, nothing new. However, I do have coconut on my brain lately, and I do want to come up with a new version of German chocolate cake, which I think I'm gonna do that. I don't know how the video is gonna come out because like the whole thing with the lighting and just like it's kind of hard. That wasn't a fart, that was this. No, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I totally just put my elbow on the table chair thing. So I swear it wasn't a fart like Wendy Williams thing. Anyway, you guys, okay, I am going to sign off now because this is going way too long, but I really did want to make this video. Thank you guys for being so awesome. My farewell video a couple weeks ago got so many good responses and just a lot of heartfelt emails from people saying like, no, don't leave completely. At least come on and do a life update or a vlog, or you know, just say hi once in a while. So I thought this was a cool way to do that and say hi to you guys. I gotta put like a big red mark over there so that I know I'm looking into this camera. Anyway, deal with it. Thank you guys for watching and for your awesome support. And you know, like even you guys on Patreon, from my last video, I was like, you know, I'm not really doing anything anymore. I totally get it if you want to sign off. You know, you guys are awesome for sticking around. At this point, it's costing me like about $35 to host the vegan site on the website. I am still sharing, like, look, these are older recipes, but I'm still sharing them. And a lot of you probably didn't even see them. Some of them go back to 5 years ago because that's almost when I started the whole vegan transition. So, you know, these recipes don't get old. Only I do. It's so funny, like I said, to watch this whole transition of like just, you know, my progression. That's what happens when you put yourself out there on the internet. Like you just invite people into your lives and open yourself up to a lot of scrutiny. But anyway, who cares? Go make some vegan Easter cakes. I will talk to you guys again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a good thumbs up if you did like this style video. Comment below and let me know. Did you like it? Did you hate it? You know, like, I don't know. Give me some feedback. All right, guys. Nice to see you. Well, nice for you to see me. And I will see you again soon. Until next time, happy vegan baking. Bye for now.